Right now I'm joined by the CEO of Nickerson Real Estate Partners, Lisa Nickerson. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Really interesting article that you were quoted in BizNow recently, talking about millennial buyers. There's a shift in real estate right now.
I think a little bit, and I'm actually really interested in your perception on this too, being the expert on financing all of these projects. But right now what we're seeing with millennials is that they're not as excited about saving, and they're not as excited about having that home in the suburbs that I know that I was when I was younger. And certainly my parents, that was what you did. You moved to the suburbs and you bought a house and you mowed the lawn and you had a lot of chores. And now with so many amenity-rich resort-style apartment buildings and condo buildings where you can go upstairs to your gym, downstairs to wash your dog, out the front door to your kayak on the water, whatever it is that each project has to offer, it's hard to give that up to move to that house in the suburbs. And so what we're not seeing is millennials save like they used to. And that's what when BizNow called me, they asked me, is that a problem that millennials aren't saving? And I said, they're not seeing it that way. They're seeing it that they have a lifestyle that they really enjoy and that they like, and that they're not worried about buying that house.
And what I think has changed too is that they can switch on a dime and they can have that lifestyle in Boston, Massachusetts. Right. And if they decide to go swing to the left coast and see a friend in Los Angeles, they can uproot themselves and go and not be tied down to anything.
Right. Well, but then sort of the flip side for those who are buying, they still like that condo type environment too. We represent a project called Sconset Landing down in Hanover, and there's both flats and duplexes, and people like that maintenance-free living. They like that they're not mowing their lawn and plowing their driveway and have to shovel. And so even if they are buying, they still really like convenience and amenities. So.
A very common trend for empty nesters as well.
Yes.
I'm sure down at that Sconset Landing property, you probably have a lot of people on the South Shore that are coming out of their homes where they raise their families. They don't want to leave the South Shore, but they want to drop anchor on a place that's going to plow their driveway and mow their lawn. Great option.
Well, sure. Now, the financing, of course, is different with our empty nesters. And frighteningly enough, I'm only 4 years from being an empty nester, so I'm thinking a lot about this myself. But the empty nesters that we're seeing are downsizing. These are actually less expensive homes than what they're coming out of. They're less cost sensitive. They are often buying in cash. And again, this is a convenience. And this might be their primary home, but they have a home somewhere else too. So we're seeing a lot of that also, but definitely they don't want the work anymore.
Yeah.
So
it should be interesting in some of these projects to see if the empty nesters are coming in with the millennials into the same project.
Often they are. We're not seeing a lot with kids. Maybe one, maybe two, but for the most part, it's that millennial buyer and the empty nester. And of course, the millennial buyer's waiting to get married and have children now too. The trend is later. So I think it'll be interesting over the next few years as we start to see what the millennial buyer starts to do once they have children. And so let's take the Seaport, for example. They're talking about what will happen with school systems. There's no school system in the Seaport. Right. And so, what will happen to that area as people decide they want to start to have children if they are that millennial buyer. So
pretty expensive place to live. To not have a school system if you want to raise your family in that
So then
area.
do you go out of the city? And that's where you have the transit-oriented developments that are also doing really well because people are used to not having a car, definitely not having two cars. They don't want the expense of it. They don't want that commuter cost also. So take a project like Marina Bay. Heinz just built down in Marina Bay. And while they have 1.5 spots per unit, they have all underground parking, but also the convenience of a shuttle that goes every 10 minutes into Quincy Center, takes people right up to the city. You can be in the city in under half an hour. And there's also a ferry that goes up to the city too. So they're living a little bit outside the city, but still super convenient to get in. Crazy amenities down there, and that's meeting their need for being a little bit outside of the city.
That Marina Bay spot is really a great place. You're right on the water.
Right. They extended the boardwalk. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And downtown Quincy, Hancock Street is completely changing faces.
Yeah, no, Quincy's hot right now.
It's a really hot market. So once again, a great opportunity. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have an event coming up
We
down
do.
there.
Oh, we do. I'm glad you brought that up. August 12th, we're doing a big ribbon cutting, and it'll be an all-day event, and we'll be broadcasting live from the event with Kiss 108, and we have a band coming in, and we have food trucks and beer trucks, and we'll be doing a big ribbon cutting with the public officials down there, and we're really excited about it. So again, Heinz is the developer, they're the sponsor of the event. Callahan Construction is also, they were the construction for Muriel Marina Bay, so they'll be a sponsor of the event also.
If somebody wants to learn more about this project and potentially go to the event, what's the best way to check that out?
So if they go to our website, nickersonpr.com, I also own a marketing company that specializes in real estate, and that's nickersonpr.com. And there is a link to this event on that website, and people could come and even sponsor. We have booths available with premium and more affordable booths for people to sponsor and be able to showcase their company there. So actually, Office Link will be at the Marina Bay event, talking about this space right here. So
great opportunity.
Yep.
Spirits, I'm sure, will be served on a nice summer night. Great place to be down in Marina Bay. Lisa, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
And this is Real Estate, powered by Hub.